Thank you for coming in, Busisiwe. First, I think some context.
Yeah.
So you guys commissioned a report into short selling.
That's correct.
And I'm sitting and I'm thinking, business leadership South Africa, I'm thinking all the politicians that you have to wrestle and talk about the wider business issues. Why did you commission that report?
So our intention really, Godfrey, is to try and understand this new phenomena, new in South Africa at least, new phenomena of short selling, especially in the midst and in the wake of fake news. Because in this context, it has the tendency of tanking business value and shareholder value. And in a time where as South Africans, all 57 million of us are focused on rebuilding this country, so much so that we have dedicated an investment team whom we have given a mandate to say that go and raise $100 billion for the next 5 years. Surely if we have something that seeks to detract us from this solitary purpose, you know, we need to say, and or rather we need to assess and analyze, you know, what is this, you know, and therefore, you know, how do we therefore, you know, deal with it? And that is the whole intention really. What is this short selling, you know, in the wake of fake news? Was
your commissioning pushed in part by the fact that it affected one of your members, Capitec?
It affects, so Business Leadership South Africa exists to ensure that the environment within which business operates is that which is conducive. So anything that aims to threaten that, our strategic pillar, for instance, as the new BLSA, is inclusive economic growth and transformation. We said to the President at the beginning of the year, we are going to assist you to ensure that this country, under your administration, is a capable led government. We have said we're going to create 1 million jobs. Anything that seeks to actually threaten that makes it our business.
Right. I'll come back and talk about Steinhoff a little later. I wanted for us to get into the meat of what was found in the report. Give me the main findings. I don't want to summarize them. I want them from you.
So I think what we really found, I think there's nothing wrong with short selling.
There's nothing wrong with short selling.
Absolutely, and we are not
anti. It's not illegal.
It's not illegal, but the illegality is in the intention. So the illegality is in the intention, especially if the intention is market manipulation. So is the intention, you know, are you market manipulating so that you can tank the share price, or are you doing so that you convey your belief? And also, when you're conducting the research, you know, into the company, you know, what is your research approach? Is it conviction-based, which it is in the case of Viceroy? Is it conviction-based? And what is your strategy? Is your strategy, you know, to short and tank? And short and tank really says that I'm taking a short position with the intention of spreading false rumors so that the, you know, share price can actually
exactly.
So I think that is what we saw. They use this particular research approach and their, you know, strategies to short and tank. Therefore, it's difficult though to determine intention now, is it? So we cannot say whether it's legal or illegal because the illegality thereof, you know, is in the intention. But then we have to know that once they've tanked the share price, what do they then do with it? And there is no way, you know, that we can tell, you know, what we can. But we know for sure that definitely that is their research approach and that is their strategy.
So that was one of the main findings. Anything else?
So we also found that this is a company, for instance, that is being hauled by the German authorities, you know, to some hearing for the same market manipulation, you know, for I think some findings in the ProSieben is one of the companies that they tried to attack. We've also found that there were such false rumors and allegations in a company called Advanced Micro Solutions, I think which is also based in Australia or something like that, which also were found to be exactly in the US, which were also found to be false. So I think those are all the things that we're looking at. So our intention was to really say, if this one person coughs and the JSE is wiped off $1 million worth of rents, who are these people?
And are they doing these things legally?
And are they doing these things legally? Exactly, you know, and you know what exactly, you know, who are they and what exactly is their intention or what is their agenda, you know, and those are the things that we looked at.
You say that, but one of the things that struck me about the report by Intellidex, which is what we're talking about now, which you commissioned and in which you had no say in terms of outcome, and therefore you didn't have to agree or disagree with it. You took what they produced as it was. Is that there was almost like 100% focus on Viceroy rather than on the practice of short selling itself. I found that that there was a gap in that.
So the focus was on short selling, but remember, it's for short selling in the context of South Africa. I've just said this is a new phenomenon that we're trying to understand in the South African environment. And how has it impacted South Africans? We know
they seem
that
to suggest that Viceroy is the only one that has done it. That's what struck me.
We're actually not saying that. Remember, we first heard of Viceroy under the Steenhoff, saga. So in the South African context, Viceroy in the short-selling space seems to be in our faces, and they've had the biggest, I think, impact, and it was actually to our benefit, actually.
That's what
when they did the Steenhoff. So you can see that our intention was not really to deal with Viceroy, because we looked at them saying that they actually unearthed very critical information in the Steenhoff saga. So let's look at exactly who are these people, and let's look at the phenomena as well. What is this short selling and what it aims to achieve?
Absolutely. That's what I was going to say, that perhaps in the case of Steinhoff, we should be thankful that they actually undertook the work that they did, even though, as alluded to in the report, their practices in how they conducted that research may not well have been 100% on board.
Exactly. So as much as their focus is conviction-based, it found that the convictions that they have about Steinhoff were true. But then, do you always enter into a research with a preconceived notion? Because we worry that if you do that, then you might just only look for things that aim to actually perpetuate your agenda. And in the Steinhoff case, it was found that it is true. But in the case where it is false, then what happens? You're going to tank shareholder value, and falsely so. So it's a problem actually in that way.
Absolutely. Fascinating to watch the workings of the markets, because the markets in a way do correct themselves, isn't it? Whether that they extend themselves one way or the other. But let's leave it there for today. Thank you for coming in, man.
Thank you very much.
That's Busisiwe Mavuso, Chief Operations Officer at Business Leadership South Africa.